They say the universe has rules. Gravity holds us down. Light travels at a constant speed. And time only moves forward, dragging us away from the things we love, leaving them buried in the past. But on a rainy Tuesday night in July, the universe broke its own rules for a young man named Austin. Austin had lived in Chicago his whole life. He worked a corporate job that felt more like a cage than a career, spent his days staring at spreadsheets, and his evenings wishing for something more. To escape the loud, cynical noise of the modern world, Austin had built a sanctuary in his attic, an old amateur shortwave radio setup. In a world full of superficial texts and endless dating app swiping, Austin found a quiet, old-school romance in casting his voice out into the empty night sky, hoping another lonely soul would catch it. He thought he was just playing with frequencies. He had no idea he was about to fall hopelessly in love with a G-Jost. It was 2 a.m. A massive thunderstorm was rolling over Chicago, shaking the windows of Austin's house. He was just about to shut down his gear and head to bed when a sudden frequency spike caught his eye. The static didn't just fade, it cleared completely, replaced by a soft, breathless gasp. A woman's voice enters. She sounds incredibly sweet, warm, and slightly flustered. Hello? Is anyone actually out there? I think I might be totally lost on this thing. The voice hit Austin like a physical wave. It was gentle, a little bit nervous, but possessed a melody that instantly made his cold attic feel incredibly warm. He quickly grabbed his microphone, his heart beating a little faster. Hey there. You're not lost. I can hear you perfectly clear. I'm Austin. Who am I talking to? Oh, thank goodness. Hi, Austin. I'm Sierra. I'm sitting in my apartment, and I found this old vintage radio transceiver in my landlord's storage unit. I was just bored and playing around with it. Am I breaking some kind of law? Not unless you count stealing my attention a crime. Where are you broadcasting from, Sierra? I'm right here in Chicago, over on the north side, right next to that beautiful old vintage bookstore on Lincoln Avenue. Austin smiled, leaning closer to the microphone. No way. I love that bookstore, the one with the green awning and the old record player in the window, right? Yes, exactly. That's my absolute favorite spot in the city. A beautiful split-screen visual. On the left, Austin leaning back in his chair, smiling deeply. On the right, a stunning woman with expressive eyes, sitting on a bedroom floor surrounded by art sketches, holding a retro microphone close to her lips. The music shifts to a deeply romantic, slow acoustic guitar and violin track. They didn't sleep that night. In fact, they didn't sleep for the next 3 nights. Every single evening at midnight, Austin would tune into Sierra's frequency, and there she was, waiting for him. They talked about everything. They shared things they had never told another living soul. Austin learned that Sierra was an aspiring fashion designer, a hopeless romantic who still believed in fate, love at first sight, and handwritten letters. Sierra learned about Austin's dreams of leaving the corporate world to build something real. She had this beautiful way of looking at the world. She made the city sound like poetry. Austin found himself thinking about her every second of the day. He was falling hard, completely captivated by a woman he had never even seen. But as their hearts drew closer, strange little things began to pop up in their conversations. Romantic details that felt just a little bit out of place. Austin, I had the worst day. I spent an hour trying to download a song on iTunes, and my MacBook completely froze. Plus, my favorite band just announced their breakup on Tumblr, and I'm devastated. Tumblr? Wow, you really are vintage soul, aren't you? Why don't you just message me your playlist on Instagram? Instagram? I mean, I have an account, but nobody really uses it for messaging. It's just for retro photo filters. Silly. Austin just chuckled, thinking she was simply being cute and old school. She was a breath of fresh air in a cynical world. By the 4th night, the romantic tension between them was burning so hot it was undeniable. Austin couldn't take it anymore. Sierra, I can't just keep listening to your voice anymore. I need to see you. Let's meet tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., at our favorite bookstore on Lincoln Avenue. I'll bring you a lavender latte, and we can finally do this for real. Waiting for you to ask me that, Austin, I'll be there. I'll wear a bright crimson trench coat, so you can't miss me. Show Austin standing outside a gorgeous, historic bookstore. The sky is gray and rainy. He is holding 2 coffee cups, looking around anxiously. The street is filled with modern cars and people on smartphones. The music builds into a heavy, dramatic, and tense orchestral melody. Austin barely slept a wink that night. The next morning, he stood outside the bookstore at exactly 7:50 a.m. The rain was misting, mirroring the nervous butterflies fluttering wildly in his stomach. He clutched the 2 warm coffee cups in his hands, his eyes glued to the sidewalk. 8 a.m. came, then 8:30, then 9 o'clock. Hundreds of people walked past him, but none of them wore a crimson coat. None of them had Sierra's eyes. By 10 a.m., the coffee was ice cold. Austin's heart sank into an abyss of pure rejection. He believed she had abandoned him. He felt like the biggest fool in Chicago. Austin back in his dark attic, staring angrily at the radio. He reaches out to turn it off. Will Austin find a way to reach Sierra across a decade of time? Or is their love destined to be lost in the static forever? If you want to find out what happens next, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up so you don't miss episode 2, dropping very soon. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.